Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. My name is Dr. Nick Hunter from Preferred Physical Therapy, where we help people 40 plus stay active and independent, live free from painkillers, and avoid surgery. Today I'm going to show you 2 exercises that are going to help strengthen your back, especially if you have pain when you bend. So when you bend to pick things up off the floor, dog food, groceries, kids, pets, whatever it might be, I'm going to show you 2 things you can do to work on at home to help improve that so that you can do it safely. For this first exercise, you're going to need a gallon jug of water or milk, whatever, but you want to make sure it's sealed because you need a little bit of weight. One thing that I see a lot of people do when they bend over is they neglect the fact that their glutes and their hamstrings are some of the biggest power producers for this movement. And they instead rely on their back muscles to do it, so they round and they curl, and then they go to bend this way. The knees are mostly straight and the glutes and hips are kind of muted. And then they try and curl up this way, and it causes a lot of compression. And so what we like to do is get that jug, hold it, and squeeze it behind you. And here's why we're going to do it behind us, because we want to be able to get our shoulder blades to push down and lock in our upper back, upper shoulders. Doing that engages our lats, which pulls on this big, thick band of fascia called thoracolumbar fascia. As we do that, we then are able to bend forward. And as we do so, we stay in this more kind of V position or L position where we're getting a hinge from our hips. Using our hips to hinge is what's going to activate the glutes and hamstrings as we encourage the upper back, lats, and trap muscle to grab onto that thoracolumbar fascia. And this kind of produces a boom effect from a big crane machine that's going to help sling our upper trunk and torso back up by using this weight. So it is able to encourage us to maintain core stability and structural stability through the midline while protecting our back. So doing this 10 to 15 times, nice and smooth, and coming right back up, keeping those hips hinged and our back flat 2 to 3 times. So 10 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 times. It should be very easy and very light. Next, you're going to need a broomstick. We have a dowel rod, a golf club will work just fine. Because once we do that 10 to 15 times, you're going to grab this and grab it so it's about just outside of your thighs. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull the dowel rod into your thighs just a little bit. Just take up some of the slack in your thighs. Doing that, again, incorporates a lot of this upper shoulder, upper trunk activation. So that locks in that thoracolumbar fascia in the middle of our back. And then we're going to slide down the front, keeping it engaged. Now you notice my head and neck is still in alignment. I'm not looking up. Looking up, I bend or break from here, and I pull that tension out of my trap muscle, which then puts that thoracolumbar back on slack. And I want to keep it taut. I want to be able to pull it tight so it gets supportive through my low back. So I engage it through the lats. I keep my head in neutral. As I bend forward, everything is engaged. I keep the bar close or tight to my shins, and I'm kind of rubbing the bar along the front of my thighs into my knees, not aggressively, but just actively, so I encourage that activation from my upper trunk to help with my lower half and this lift. Again, everything is hinging from my hips, and I'm squeezing the glutes and hamstrings to encourage that return from flexion, this is flexion, and back up into extension or neutral position. We're going to do this 10 to 15 times again, going slow and steady with no pain in our back, 2 to 3 times. It's a high rep count because we want to learn this motor program, this motor habit, so that we can reproduce it when we do go to bend, lift, or twist in dog food, pet, cats, whatever the case is. We're going to be lifting those things up. We want to be able to do so safely and effectively. Again, nice and smooth, hands just outside of thighs, shoulder blades are squeezed back, barbell or dowel rod, broomstick is pushing into our thighs. As we go to bend, we hinge from our hips, our head stays neutral, bar stays in contact with our legs and thighs, and we are slinging from our glutes and hamstrings. Hope that helps. I hope those 2 techniques help. We're going to actually release a blog post tomorrow about why you may have recurrent back pain. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comments below or a direct message. Either is fine. We'll get to you soon. Have a great day.